Welcome to the world that hides just beside our daily lives. Tonight, I will share with you a story that you perhaps should not know. Have you ever wondered how far the emotion of jealousy can transform a human form? To envy someone, to resent someone. These are small sparks that everyone carries in the depths of their heart. But what if that spark became an eternal, unquenchable flame of karma? Since ancient times in Japan, stories have been passed down of a woman who, due to her profound resentment, transformed into a demon while still alive. Her name is Hashihime. This is not a legend that can be dismissed as a mere relic of the past. It is a tale of human nature that resonates even today, and of the negative energy that still lingers in specific places. Tonight, let us take our time to unravel this mystery together. The setting of our story is Uji in Kyoto. There stands the Uji Bridge, one of the oldest bridges in Japan. During the day, it is crowded with tourists and boasts beautiful scenery. However, when the sun sets and mist rises from the river, its expression changes completely. As a vital transportation point since ancient times, this bridge has seen countless people pass by and has witnessed many meetings and partings. It also holds the memory of a curse said to be the most terrifying in Japan. When you hear the name Hashihime, what kind of figure do you imagine? Is she a noble goddess who protects the river? Or is she a terrifying demon woman who curses others? In truth, both are her true self and represent the tragic process she endured. The most famous version of the Hashihime story is recorded in the Tsurugi, no Maki of the Tale of the Heike, from the Kamakura period. It takes place during the reign of Emperor Saga in the Heian period. The daughter of a high-ranking noble, driven by deep jealousy, made a terrifying resolution. She sought revenge against the man who betrayed her for another woman. Consumed by this obsession, she decided to confine herself at Kibune Shrine. While known for matchmaking, Kibune has also been feared since ancient times, as a place of powerful sorcery. She prayed to the god of Kibune for 7 days. Her wish was simple. She asked to be turned into a living demon, so she could strike down the man and his new lover. Now, I would like to ask you something. If you were faced with an unbearable betrayal, would you be able to discard your human soul to seek revenge against them? The god of Kibune eventually answered her desperate prayers. However, the divine revelation provided a method for her ritual. That was more gruesome than anyone could imagine. According to the oracle, if she wished to change her form, she had to immerse herself in the Uji River for 21 days. She returned to the capital and immediately began her preparations. She divided her long black hair into 5 horns, painted her face with vermilion, and covered her body with red pigment. Then she placed an iron crown upside down on her head and lit torches on its 3 legs. With another torch held in her mouth, she sprinted through the streets at night. Her appearance was truly otherworldly. Imagine it. In the darkness, 3 flames flickering, a woman painted entirely in red racing through the shadows. It is said that those who saw her fainted from terror, and some even lost their lives from the shock. After 21 days had passed, she successfully transformed into a demonic deity with terrifying powers, while still in her human body. Does this figure look familiar to you? Indeed. The prototype of the curse involving straw dolls, known as the Ritual of the Hour of the Ox, is said to have originated from this story of Hashihime. The sheer intensity of her resentment created an iconic form of Japanese sorcery. The energy she held was that powerful. Having become Hashihime, she took up her position at the foot of Uji Bridge and began to attack those who had betrayed her, as well as those who seemed to enjoy happiness in contrast to her. Her revenge was no longer limited to a specific man. It turned into an indiscriminate curse that plunged the entire capital into fear. Here's my second question for you. If someone precious to you had deeply hurt someone in the past, and that resentment was now closing in behind you, what would you do? The legend of Hashihime is not unique to Uji. In fact, many old bridges across Japan have shrines dedicated to Hashihime or ghost stories associated with them. In ancient times, bridges were very special spaces. They were boundaries connecting this side and the other side. They were believed to be places where the world of the living and the world of the dead intersected. For this reason, when a large bridge was built, there was a tragic custom called human sacrifice, to ensure the bridge would not wash away or to prevent disasters from entering the city. Often young and beautiful women were chosen, While they were enshrined as guardian deities, they remained at the bridge with deep loneliness and resentment due to their unreasonable ends. The dual nature of Hashihime, as both a guardian goddess and a terrifying demon who rejects intruders, was born from this historical background. She constantly watches to see if those crossing the bridge are sincere, or if they are bringing something impure. At Uji Bridge, actions that might incite Hashihime's jealousy have been strictly forbidden. For example, it was avoided for a wedding procession to cross Uji Bridge. The sight of a couple at the height of their happiness is the most unbearable thing for Hashihime, who lost her love and became a demon. If one absolutely had to cross, there were strict rules, such as not speaking a word or not looking directly at Hashihime's shrine. Furthermore, there is a strange taboo that persists even today. You must never praise another bridge while on top of one. If you were to say that another bridge is more magnificent, it is said you would incur Hashihime's intense jealousy and face an unlucky accident on your way home. This extreme desire for exclusivity and recognition seems strangely similar to the modern human heart, which is often swayed by the need for validation. Let me share an episode of a historical confrontation involving Hashihime. Because of her extreme violence, the authorities of the time finally sent a legendary warrior to deal with her. This was Watanabe no Tsuna, known as one of the four guardians of Minamoto no Yorikoku. One night, as Tsuna was crossing the Ichijo Modoribashi Bridge, he saw a young and beautiful woman standing alone, looking anxious. She asked him to escort her as she was afraid of the dark. Tsuna agreed and took her on his horse. But suddenly, her form began to change into a terrifying demon. She grabbed Tsuna's hair and flew into the sky. However, Tsuna did not panic. He drew his famous sword, Hagakiri, and cut off one of her arms. This story shows that Hashihime was recognized by the people of that time, not just as a spirit, but as a physical threat. It is said that the severed arm was later reclaimed by Hashihime, who disguised herself as Tsuna's aunt, but her activity diminished after this incident. However, that does not mean she disappeared. Even if her physical body is gone, the resentment her soul carried continues to settle like sediment in the cold water of the river or in the cracks of the bridge railings. Now, for my third question, have you ever felt a chilling sensation for no reason when visiting a certain place? Or have you ever felt a sudden, intense possessiveness or jealousy when you were with someone? Perhaps it was a moment when the lingering energy of Hashihime synchronized with the darkness within your own heart. The story of Hashihime is more than just a lesson that jealousy is scary. It speaks to the depth of human loneliness. Not being loved, being betrayed, and guarding a bridge alone in the dark. That loneliness is what turned her into a demon. In modern society, it feels like there is an increase in beings who could be called modern-day Hashihime, where loneliness and jealousy are intertwined, leading them to attack the happiness of others through social media. Her cry continues to question our hearts across the ages. As a climax, let me talk about the place, where the energy of Hashihime is appeased. In Kyoto, there is a small shrine called Hashihime Shrine. This shrine was moved from the foot of Uji Bridge and is now known as a powerful spiritual spot. Interestingly, it is not worshipped for matchmaking, but for breaking ties. People use Hashihime's intense jealousy to cut off bad relationships or the obsessions that torment them. It is the idea of using one poison to counteract another, but it shows how powerful her energy is believed to be. However, I do not recommend visiting this place with a light heart. Her power is closer to the frequency of deep resentment and obsession than pure prayer. If there is a dark wish in your heart to make someone unhappy, she might be happy to lend you her strength. But the price for that could be your own human heart. As was the case with Hashihime, once a soul becomes a demon, it can never return to the peaceful days of the past. At the end of the story, I will share one more mysterious custom from Uji. Even now, during major festivals, extreme care is taken not to offend Hashihime. And it is said that when crossing Uji Bridge alone at night, you must never look down into the river. If you see 3 flickering flames in the water that are not the reflection of the moon, it may be the light of Hashihime's iron crown, still searching for her prey after 1,000 years. How did you like today's story? A tale of the most beautiful and terrifying demon in Japan, created by an emotion everyone possesses. I can only hope that a small Hashihime is not sleeping within your heart. If you felt something from this video, or if you have a story about a mysterious boundary near you, please share it in the comments. Your experience might serve as a warning to someone else. If this story resonated with you even a little, please subscribe and give us a high rating. Your support gives us the strength to uncover stories buried in the darkness. That is all for tonight. The next time you cross a bridge, please watch your step and your own heart. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.